Remember him?
Scotland, wasn't
yep,
he?
he's been named in the England squad.
Wow.
For the mid-season games against the Exile squad.
As someone with Scottish heritage, that is despicable. You sure it's not the Great Britain squad?
No, it's England. Definitely England.
I never liked Henderson, and that confirms all my suspicions.
I was a big Henderson fan.
Oh, God.
I rated him. Yeah.
And his facial hair was terrible
It
as well.
was bad.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was very kind of Nathan Friend in his kind of like intensity.
He's good, eh?
You need a little
Except
bit.
Friend had a brain and Henderson didn't.
Oh, hang on, man. Come on, mate. No.
That's a bit. He's Scottish. That's a bit mean.
Yeah, I should ease off.
I've just got an
no.
please, Ollie Mann. You don't want to say anything? Well, I just had an interesting statistic, but I'm full of them, so I can hold that.
No, I want to hear the statistic.
Well, it's actually a serious statistic.
Okay.
And I did some maths, so I went away and did a bit of homework.
Yep.
And I looked at the average winning margin of round 1 of the NRL in comparison to the average winning margin of round 1 of Super 15.
Yep.
Was quite interested to see what came out. The NRL came out at 6.875 points.
Gee.
Super 15 actually came out at 4.428.
Really?
So
Whoa.
and that's great for both leagues, really, for both
Yeah.
competitions. I mean, it's showing that there's none of these sort of runaway games. I think the big difference being the 18-0 loss the Cowboys had to the Titans. Take that out of the equation, and that would have really brought that down.
Yeah, I was going to say it was an amazing first round. Really, I can't remember a round that was ever that close right across the board. 2 golden point games, then obviously the Roosters with that ridiculous comeback on Monday night.
Amazing game, that.
Measure.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
I mean, if that continues, the punters have got to get on 12 and under, don't they? That's their average margin.
Exactly.
Well, I had $10 on Souths 1 to 12 Monday night, and with about 5 minutes to go,
Oh.
it was money in the bank.
Nice.
You know,
That must have been tough to take.
that was very tough. Boyd Cordner. Okay.
Oh man, tips for the week.
I thought you were setting up a segue there.
I was, but I felt like I'd already kind of done it.
That's good groundwork from you.
Thanks, man.
Alright, I'm going to run past you my 4 kind of like highlighted games for the weekend, and just like the panel's tips. Tigers versus the Eagles on Friday.
Ooh.
What do you think, Tara?
Ooh.
Are the Tigers at home?
Yeah. Maybe.
That's a good game.
Tigers will win.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say Tigers.
I'll take the Seagulls in that.
Alright. I'm going to take the Tigers because they only just bet the Sharks, who are obviously, in fantastic form. So, definitely backing the Tigers for that one. How good was it seeing Benji Marshall kick the goal and run back to halfway with us? Waving us for good. Alright, Broncos Cowboys, the Queensland Derby. Tara?
Cowboys.
I'll go the Broncos on that one.
Yep.
I'll go the Broncos. Apparently the Cowboys were awful. I read
I watched
somewhere.
the game and their completion rate was about 30 or 40%. It was shocking.
I'm going to bet the Cowboys. Thurston doesn't like losing. He'll be racking the boys up.
How many of us tipped the Cowboys for the 8? Just out of interest, because that could be a
All of us
blowout.
did, I think.
No, Ollie man. Nostradamus.
Nah. Backing on Thurston getting injured. Dogs and the Dragons. What do you think?
It's a tough game to tip. Oh, I'm going to take the Dragons.
I'll take the Dogs.
Yeah, I'll
Dragons.
definitely take the Dragons on that one.
Yeah.
Not expecting much from Dogs this year. I'm going to back the Dogs. And Warriors Eels. What do you think?
I think we'll take it
Warriors.
over there. I think
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Warriors?
And I would be getting on 13 plus, to be honest.
Yeah, Monday night. I've had a big week. Used to travelling. Travelled very well last season. Alright, I'm going to let the listeners into my little multi this week. I'm picking the Dogs over St George, Brisbane half-time, full-time, and Warriors over the Eels. Not sure what's that.
I can
what
endorse
that's
that multi because I made all those same picks.
You like it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Brilliant multi. Everyone get on that.
And Manu Vatuvai to be the first try scorer as well. Oh. What's he paying? $7, I think? Do we
$7.
do we have to provide some sort of disclaimer, or should we just get all out on the TAB here? In terms of the promoting betting and whatnot.
What do you mean promoting betting? I reckon go for it, eh?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, if you want to, do it. Unless, there's reasons not to.
That statement drafted by our lawyers. Yeah,
That's it. That's it for me.
Very good, Ollie.
very good. Well, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
I remember you mentioned the chicken tackle.
Oh, the old grapple. That's a big one.
What's it called? The chicken... The
Chin strap?
Chicken wing. Chicken wing?
We could
Chin
really
strap.
dive into that
Chin
one,
strap.
Tara.
Chin strap.
What other tackles will we see this year? Chin straps.
Oh, chicken wings.
Oh, some creative names.
Yeah.
You know.
I still enjoy the prowler. Hargreaves did a borderline prowler, but
That's gotta be the
apparently,
best name.
apparently if you get the hip, you're okay with the prowler.
I still don't understand the prowler, but that is by far the best tackle name.
I think it's more going to be along the lines of, we had the Hopawati, which was a tackle named after a player. I think we might get something similar to that. I'm not quite sure who it's going to come from, but it could involve fists, who knows.
Get the Warrior Hargreaves.
The Warrior Hargraves.
He is an angry man.
Imagine if there's a tackle called the Batuve.
The Batuve.
What is the Batuve? I'm trying to think.
What would they
Does
Does Manu have a distinctive tackling style?
I guess a huge shoulder.
It's never been his strongest point.
No.
Just rushing in off his
He
wing.
never seems to
Yeah.
make it too well. But
Yeah, that was a problem this week.
God, he
wasn't
makes
it?
up for it on attack, that boy, doesn't he?
Thoughts on Bill Tupou on the weekend?
Quiet.
Get
Very
Sly
quiet. He
Mankle
was
in there.
quiet. Very quiet.
Sly Minkle.
What about the fish?
Yeah, I just love Sly Mankle. I reckon he's epic.
Well, I have a roving reporter to wrap up this week's podcast.
That sounds excellent. Let's
Yeah.
have the final
So-
segment.
James Bishop, how are you this week?
How are you going?
Yeah, good. What have you got for us, Mr. Roving Reporter?
Not too much. What's been the vibe so far in the show?
We've discussed the Warriors. Disappointing, but some positives to look at, and
Some other stuff.
a lot of other stuff.
I can imagine. I share the disappointment with the Warriors. Typical stressful the season as expected. I thought a number of encouraging signs for first hit out against the Premiers. Yeah.
You probably saw in the news recently, Owen Glenn was talking about getting a Christchurch team set up. What are your thoughts on that, seeing that you're in the South Island?
Optimistic. I think still being an Australian competition, there's a number of other Australian centres vying for it. And to be honest, I don't see a New Zealand team coming in ahead of those, in favour ahead of those. But it certainly would be great if it would for New Zealand League and South Island League. But it certainly would need someone with the money, such as Owen Glenn, to get it running. Because it certainly wouldn't imagine be a solid investment right from the get go. It'd take a while to really kick in. But whether it happens or not, I'm not hopeful, but optimistic.
They've got Frank Endicott down there, so I imagine he's got a bit of money sort of stashed away somewhere.
You reckon?
No,
It's a yarn.
not at all. But he is part of the consortium. He is part of the consortium alongside David Moffat, former NRL chief executive, Bernie Woods, ex-NZRL director. So they've got some names involved. They've obviously got Eric Watson as well. So I know for a fact that Owen Glenn's been having some pretty intense yarns with our main man David Gallup. So let's hope things happen.
Yeah. Someone called Having Frank surely can't be that well off.
No, I wouldn't imagine. I do enjoy Owen Glenn's quote here. He said, Sydney's got 9 clubs. Why can't we get 2? You know, he's got a point.
It's a good one-liner. My new segment within a segment, if you will,
Brilliant.
is going to have a weekly South Island Player of the Week, the Terry Hermanson Award.
Who have you got this week, Bish?
This week it goes to Lewis Brown.
Yeah,
After
Louis.
Much consideration. He had a couple of dusty passes when he first got on, but from then on I thought he was quite impressive.
It looks like he'll play a few minutes at
a lot
hooker.
of energy.
Sorry to interrupt, Bish, but it looks like he'll play a few minutes at hooker, which he hasn't done the last couple of seasons. Are you happy with that?
Wherever Lewis Brown fits on the field, I'm happy with. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, he's a good Papanui boy.
Simon Mannering did run in close to the award this week, but I'd go for Lewis Brown.
Okay.
Thanks for that, Bish.
I've got life to save, so I'll keep moving.
Dr. Bishop, thank you very much.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Catch you later.
All right, Mr. Bishop.
Very good to get him on. Righto, boys. It's been a pleasure once more. Stacks on the mill.
Can you clap for yourself?
Well,